Man, I appreciate that, homeboy. Much love. Pawn, I appreciate that. Um, Yesterday was my C day. I told everybody that we was gonna have a party here. I should have called this Glasses Malone's birthday party. Um, Nobody showed up for my birthday except everybody at the lunch table. Still didn't show up for my birthday. Pete didn't show up for my birthday party. It's just us, me and y'all. You feel me? We the only ones here. So we're gonna do it all the way up. Um, no Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here, noon Pacific Standard Time. Um, Digital Soapbox, click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you in the house. Share this stream with somebody else. Um, Tell everybody you here. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I do this podcast or this live stream to promote my podcast, No Ceilings Podcast. Go check it out, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. Um, No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, The Breakfast Club, excuse me, Charlemagne the God, uh, excuse me, the um, Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Uh, really dropped a really great podcast yesterday. Make sure you check that out once we hop off. Thank you to everybody. Say happy birthday. I appreciate it. It's been a cold year. You know what I mean? I had to really whip my body into a different shape. No, I didn't have no health scares or nothing like that. Um, it was just time. Like once I got the information, I was able to really gain control of my body and start to make it do things like use all of the excess, energy or fat that was around. And shout out to everybody that empowered me with that, and especially my little brother YB, young bruh, Cam's little brother, Cam, who works on the network, my big brother. But shout out to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Um, it's been a journey. And this year been crazy. It's been crazy as hell. A lot of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. Obviously, I came into the game with my brothers from TDE. Top was one of the first people that was like a street executive that was in my corner. I remember when he signed J Rock. Me, J Rock, and Nip put out our first mixtapes in 2005. My mixtape was called White Lightning. It was a street album. J Rock's first street album was called Watch Finest Volume 1. And Nip's first, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, his first tape was called Slauson Boy Volume 1. So we all met each other in the same year when we first came out. I was older than them. You know what I mean? I was already like in the streets. They were really young. NH might have been like 20, 19, 20. J Rock might have been like 18, 19, 20. They were all really young. I was like 25. I was already a full-fledged gang member, 24, 25 maybe, probably about 24. But I they was just coming into being adults. I had been thugging in the streets at that point, 4, 5, 6, 7 years out of school. I graduated high school at 17. So when we first got in this game, it was crazy. It was really crazy. We felt like we was on our own. You know what I mean? We didn't always feel embraced by the people. We didn't always feel embraced by the people that we felt like we supported our whole life. So we started our own movement, and it was called the White Lightning Movement. I mean, excuse me, Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. It was called the New West Movement. Shout out to Bishop Lamont. Shout out to Mike Stroh. Really my left and right arm and everything we was doing. And again, when we first started it, like it was really just us trying to make, it's like imagine you on the earth after God floods the earth. So none of the old information is there. Like none of the old information is there because the earth had been flooded, right? So the earth had been flooded. So there's nobody there. So you just born out of nothingness. And that's how it felt coming into West Coast hip hop. We was like born into nothingness. We didn't have nobody to give us game. They didn't tell us nothing. They didn't tell us nothing about producing records, at least me. Nor did they tell us how we should treat each other, what should be the rules coming from just street urban culture into the artistic expression and the community that we call hip hop, the people that put on artistically. So shit, really, we was writing the rules as we went. That's what make it crazy. We were writing the rules as we went. So a lot of the rules that the New West stood for in 2006, 7, and 8 was rules that me and my crew was coming up with. Like we were like, okay, one thing we was gonna do was we was gonna help each other. I don't care if this is your first mixtape and I got a single that's the #1 song on radio, which had happened 4 or 5 times at that point. But like I didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem putting other people in position to shine. It didn't matter where my record was at. We were all the same. We were all going to do this together because I knew then it would take a movement. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Mr. Green, Monique, Girl 6. Everybody at the lunch table, the homie Dante, I'm glad you back. Kelvin, what up, my boy? Nick, David Jones, Sharice, Squishy, my favorite, BB, everybody else, Amber, everybody here. Fats, what up, my boy? So back to the point. When we started to put it together, we just was really running with everybody. You know what I mean? We was running with everybody. Like we was never, like we just supported each other. You know what I'm saying? As best as we could. And that's all I could ask. You know what I mean? That's all I could really ask was that we supported each other. A lot of things were inherited. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the issues were inherited. Like, remember, I'm coming to the game like fresh off the corner. Like this, I'm not no type of music. Matter of fact, the only person I had met in the music industry at that time was Dr. Dre. Oddly, which is crazy when you think it's like pretty much the centerpiece, the mantle of West Coast hip hop to a degree. He's the only person in the music industry that I had met that I had talked to about music. I had met him a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And he was really encouraging, you know what I mean? He let me know that I had a future in hip hop, like at a time when I didn't quite know it. So I didn't really have a problem with nobody, no legends, no nothing. Like I didn't know nobody. Shit, that these is dudes I just heard on CDs. Like I heard they was from around the way. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know Snoop or Cube or Dub. They was just, you know, niggas that I knew from different communities that made music that was like famous and popular. So I didn't know them. But Bishop, you know, he had already been trying to get in the business for a few years. You know what I mean? He already had been honing his craft as an MC. So he had a different relationship with Snoop Dogg. So whatever, you know, trauma came with him knowing Snoop, I know he was in a position for DJ Quick to sign him. Mike Stroh was Battle Cat's little brother. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Mike Stroh was actually Battle Cat's younger brother. So he had already been forging his way through the music industry, meeting people. Topic had already had a deal with Dub C, you know what I mean? That didn't really work out. So a lot of the conflict that you heard with the New West and really the foundation was things that I inherited just being down, bringing the same mentality from being a gangbanger into this space, you know what I mean? Into what we call hip hop, into the space itself. And I'm just riding with the homies. Like if they got a problem, you know, we got a problem. Now that don't mean that like I don't have diss records dissing Ice Cube. I don't got diss records dissing Snoop Dogg. I don't have diss records dissing Dub C. I don't really have them type of records. You know what I'm saying? I don't have those type of records. All my records is just really what we was on, and this is the time. But obviously I inherited everybody else's situation. And, you know, I stood up like a real player supposed to. I never ran away from the responsibility of what we started. Now, at that point, K-Dot is coming into position, right? He's just getting himself going. As the New West started to kind of dissipate because everybody started to kind of, I think it put the legends in position to where they had to like start dealing with the younger acts. They had to take on the task of raising the next generation. They had to take on the task of raising the next generation. At that point, we wouldn't be ignored. And shout out to, you know, all of the legends, because they did. They found people that they took on the task. So to watch Kendrick, right, somebody who I really been knowing, again, for a long time. She was a kid and toured together, you know, chopped it up together, was able to hear his mind, able to do different dope things with him, you know, put him on music and really just listen to him, help him develop, you know, even while we're developing at the same time, because it wasn't like we were developed acts. You know, no matter which radio song I had, like I wasn't a developed act. Like I was really just raw the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know nothing about being no rapper. I didn't know nothing about none of that shit. I was just really a developed talent. Like I wasn't a developed talent. I was like the real deal. I wasn't Dog. Dog had been rapping. Domino taught Snoop Dogg how to write a rap. Like in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 80s, Domino, who ended up becoming a platinum artist, taught Snoop Dogg how to write a rap. 1, 2, 3, and this is OG. The freaks, could you move your pretty? Hey, yeah. Domino taught Snoop how to write a rap. Like Domino is a platinum act, and he taught Snoop how to write an act. You know what I'm saying? Like Ice Cube was already writing raps at 14, 13 years old when hip hop was in its, you know, as far as the records, when it was in its infancy. Remember, he writes this, one of the most classic records of all hip hop, all genres, all across the world, Boys in the Hood. He's about 16 years old. Like he's 16 and he wrote a record that's probably one of the most important records in the history of hip hop. 16-year-old Ice Cube wrote that for Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? So like these dudes were really, they grew up in the same environment, but they were already into the arts. Like they were already miles ahead of what I would be musically. Like them dudes were already next level coming into the business. Glasses was just some dude that used to sell Sherm and gang bang and got some A's in school and was good at chess and a bunch of other things that seemed like they're conflict. You know what I mean? My only musical understanding is my mom really loved music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about music. Like my mom loved music. So I knew all of the music that came out. Obviously, I saw all the cultural things, but again, you're talking about more of a cultural person, like a phenom than some taught musician. So I say that to say when it came to Kendrick, like it was only so much that I could even show him because I only knew so much. I could only tell him what I experienced that fast and what my sober mind was able to retain from this experience from that point to where I was at. So to watch him come full circle into where he's at now, right? And really find himself as a man, to really position himself culturally to be the overseer of this culture, to understand and embrace the fact that you needed to really bring the streets together, because that was something that I was doing because that's what I really do. It had nothing to do with hip hop. This is what I really do. Again, shout out to the Black Wall Street, you know, Face, G-Rod, and Game, they, for the most part, put me on. It's fair to say, like, they gave me a platform to showcase my talent. You know what I'm saying? These is Pyrus. They ain't not Crips like me. They Pyrus. My relative Black Tone from Villagetown, rest in peace, is the one that connected my music with 4 Cent, rest in peace. Villagetown Tone is from Villagetown, Piru. Tone is from Villagetown, Piru. 4 Cent, rest in peace, is from Westside, Piru. And they are the ones that passed my music to Face and G-Ride. So I was already innately into this thing of Crips and Bloods. My older brother, who managed me pretty much my whole career until of recent, Pooh, is from Fruitown Brim. You know what I'm saying? So I understood when Dot had the line where he didn't feel a part of what the New West was, because he never had to be a part of the New West. He was a part of me. He didn't have to understand the whole movement. You know, it was a lot of dissension. There was a lot of people using it to benefit themselves, to get themselves in positions with people, and it's all good. Like, that's what it was for. So to watch it come into a place to where he finally took on the responsibility of the culture. Don't get me wrong, I always thought he represented Compton just fine. I always thought he represented the West Side just fine. I always thought he represented TDE just fine. I always thought he represented me just fine. And anybody else that, you know, he might have felt poured into his career. You know what I mean? But to watch him take on the responsibility of the streets, it is a task, but it is one that we should have to do. It is one we should have to do. I explained this to my homeboy Conflict yesterday, and I was telling him, being a hip hop artist is truly being an elected delegate of a community. You don't just represent your interests. You are an elected delegate of a community. You are the voice of people that don't have a voice. No, it's the same reason we get mad at politicians. Like, they don't speak for us. They don't say what we want. So hip hop is very much the burden of culture. If you in this shit just to speak for yourself, then you are fucking up. This ain't just your therapy. This ain't your therapist. It ain't just about you. Hip hop is the movement of we, not the movement of me. Feel me? It's the movement of we, not the movement of me. And I don't think people really understand that. I don't think people really get that. I think people getting up in this business and they think to themselves, you know what? People care about me. Don't nobody give a fuck about you, man. They don't. Everybody got their own problems. We can only live vicariously through you. We want you to be successful. My community wants me to be successful so they can feel successful, because maybe they don't have enough time. Maybe they got to raise their kid. They had to dedicate their life to creating a lane for another human being to exist and go to another level. So they don't have the opportunities to pursue what I pursue every day. So they put into me. So it's my job to get on all these platforms and represent them correctly. You know, nothing, you want to know one of the greatest things to hear in my ears? When my older homie Pluck say, Glasses, man, I love how you speak for us. This is like my older homie who I looked up to my whole life. You know what I mean? And I love when Shady say, man, G, you be representing. I love to hear that when people from my community, not just my neighborhood, anywhere, you know, if it's a G homie from Mona Park, you know, shout out to Red Boy. If it's a G homie from Carver, shout out to Carver T. You know, shout out to everybody from my community, right? At the end of the day, I love when them people say, you know, man, thank you, Glasses. Like, you make us look good.
Happy C-Day, Long. What's happening, man?
My guy.
What's good, man?
I'm good. So work with me. Let me get this off.
Good,
Shout out
bro.
to my brother Trap, who just popped up on the live. I'm glad he came, because nobody else came for my birthday.
Nah, that's crazy. What's still at? Where Pete at?
Pete had to do some shit. Still, I don't know where Still at. Still didn't pick up the phone. But no, so my defense of hip hop is so important to me because, again, like I said, it changed my life. Like, it saved my life. Like, I'm not exaggerating to y'all, man. It saved my life. It saved my life. Like, I'd have been in prison for life or possibly dead or very rich off PCP, which I don't like those chances. It's only a handful of people that made it through to get paid. See me? So, again, when you start saying you're a hip hop artist, remember, like, you carry the burden of culture, street urban culture. When they keep saying the culture, it could be two different things. Some people referencing black culture and some people representing what we talking about, the culture. So whichever community you got to represent. So again, like
Oh,
what
my bad.
what is like, if you don't take on a task, are you really a representative? Are you really a representative if you take on a task? If you don't want to take on a task, get up out of here. If it's about you, get up out of here.
Yeah, I dig that right there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always hip hop always been the voice of the voiceless though. So if you ain't gonna be there and be the voice of the, you know what I'm saying, of the people who can't be heard, you know what I'm saying, that represent this hip hop culture, then you might need to sit back, man, for a minute. You know what I mean? Or go make some poppy tunes or something like that.
Pop
You
is
dig what I'm
me.
saying?
Yeah, pop is me. Hip hop is we. And it's
That's a
funny
fact.
because, like, you start off trap, right? And you just become the voice of whichever small community, right? Let's say Watson, Compton. But then the
Mm-hmm.
more you start getting out there, right? Like, for me, when I start going on that crazy sabbatical, right? Stopping town to town, I felt like I needed to represent the Bronx or Queens as much as I represented Compton or Watts. Like, there's a moment that happens where it's like I feel the responsibility to say what everybody from the ghetto want to say.
Yeah.
Everybody. Like, I don't even get the ability just to be, a West Coast nigga or Southern California. I gotta be like that ghetto nigga for real. Like, I gotta be like, well, what would a Queens nigga want me to say? What would a Brooklyn nigga want me to say? You know what I mean? It's not about, there are spaces that this thing has took me into, bro, to where I'm no longer just a Watts Crip. I'm no longer just a nigga that grew up in Compton and Watts. I'm no longer just a nigga that grew up in California. I start to represent everybody's struggle from the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many platforms, Trap, I visit that is like that? Like, I don't just get the luxury of just being no longer just a little LA nigga. It's like, no, I gotta be a brother for real.
Mm-hmm.
And not like any kind of brother. Like, I don't get the luxury, or nobody in hip hop really gets the luxury of being just like black. You know how we say, like, oh, well, you just black because you black. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Success, that ain't what hip hop is. Hip hop burdens you with the voiceless. So therefore, like, you have to speak for black people in the struggle, not just the fact of being black where some rich white man could talk crazy to you and you rich too, but like really the people that have nots. Like, there are plenty of spaces where I get there and I gotta be like, fuck. Like, I gotta speak for the have nots.
So let me ask you this though, right? Do you think that some artists, when they gain success and they gain so much success that they don't know how to relate to the voiceless anymore? Now they start rapping about all the money they got, you know what I'm saying, all the places they've been, the car they driving and shit like that. You think that happens like that?
I mean, you know what's funny? I think more than anything, Trap, I think more than anything, you really start to see who people are. So while it is a burden, and hip hop is the burden of culture, right? While hip hop is the burden of culture, very much, right? It's also a pleasure. Like, while it is a responsibility, I have to, there's also something innately in my mind that makes me realize I get to. You know what I mean? Them little simple word switches, cause like have to and I get to. I'm lucky to represent the have-nots.
Yeah. Nah, I
You know what I'm
get you.
saying? So I think you get people who don't really want to represent them. You know what I'm saying? And I think money, right? When you start to make money, it frees you, or in your mind, it frees you of the responsibility of representation. It frees you. Like now you don't have to, because now you already didn't, the wool is pulled on everybody's eyes. Like now everybody ain't tripping. Now you can sell them success. I had a dude DMing me at like 8:00 this morning, talking shit to me. Right? I guess it's fair to say he's a Drake fan or fanatic. And he was
Always.
telling me that I was obsessed with Drake because he sees content that I'm talking about where I may be commenting on something him and some other guys going through, or Kendrick. And I said, that would be crazy to me that you think I would be the fanatic. These are two people I know. Like, I know both of these guys. I know them. I know. I remember this dude first came in the door. We've met a couple times. We've politicked a couple times. That's for Drake. Kendrick is like, this is my friend. So I'm commenting on something that I know everybody in the situation. He felt like he could shame me off with Charlemagne, Charlemagne, what he did this. I know him. I'm like, so you feel like I'm obsessed because I'm talking about people that I know. You don't think you're obsessed because you're talking to people. You don't know me. You don't know Drake. You don't know Kendrick, or you don't know Charlemagne. But you spend 8:00 in the morning talking to me about 3 people that I know. About
you're a
4
wicked
people
dude.
that you don't know. And you don't realize who's obsessed.
You really had that conversation on your C-Day, man. With this
that was today. That was today. No,
today.
it was yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I
I
turned
apologize.
everybody off. All of the parliament that went to argue yesterday. I was like, look, I ain't gonna do this today. Shout out to Squishy because she reminded me. She was like, this today, big old, made you on and you finna be arguing with these crazy niggas. I was like, you know what? You right. I'm tripping. I'll get with y'all tomorrow. Shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for the $50. That's how we start the lunch. That's good lunch. Appreciate that. Sorry, I'm late to the lunch table. I was in the counselor's office. Double shot of Johnny Black on me. Enjoy your C-Day, G. Man, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demo Radio. Thank you for the $10, man. Great birthday present. Player, man. I appreciate that. Happy birthday, G. You speaking truth today. Enjoy your day, my brother. I appreciate that.
That's a fact. It's all week. It's all week,
all
man. It's our Sagittarius. I'm celebrating. We celebrate the whole week, man. You know
we just fuck it if that's what we're doing.
Fuck it.
But it was weird to me that he was deluded to where, and I noticed that when people talk to me on Twitter, and I think this is the problem with social media. Like, I realized it. And I was telling the homie Conflict on his stream. He has a stream. Make sure y'all check it out. It's called Off Prairie. It was like surprisingly really, really good. Like, and I don't want to say surprisingly because Khan is really an intellect and he's really emotionally intelligent. But man, when I tell you this conversation was deep, it was deep. So make sure y'all check that out when you get a minute. Off Prairie is fire with Prince Angeles. But he was saying some stuff to me, and it just made me remember exactly why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I called you up one day and I told you that shit, man. I said, yo, you gotta be like the hip-hop dictator, man. You gotta let motherfuckers. Remember that time I go out? I said, yo, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? The gatekeepers, B. That's it. It's needed, B. Yeah. This is needed. It's needed within this culture, man. And
I saw a white man saying, I don't really care about that soul shit. That soul shit, some bullshit, sampling soul shit. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what in the fucking mayonnaise is going on? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know that unk shit. And I'm like, and so if I genuinely ever, I'll be honest. If I genuinely had an issue with Drake, which I really don't, you know what I mean? I don't have an issue with him at all, right? Like, I like his songs like I like any other artist songs. He makes really good records when they're really great. I've never turned his song off for the most part. Like he makes fantastic record. As a man, he's a regular man. He's a good man. I don't know. I don't really know Cuz well enough to be judging the type of man he is. But I'll tell you this. When I used to listen to his music and I finally start understanding what was happening with music, I really blame him for taking the soul out of hip hop, bro.
Mm. Mm.
Right? And it sounds weird because it's nuanced. And somebody made fun of me, that's my new favorite word, but it's a gray area, right? And it's like the gray area comes from the bass guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was there. His vocal is the same frequency as the bass guitar. So when he's speaking, right, he has to represent what the bass guitar represented in music. That sonic that puts soul in music is the bass guitar. And because his octave, or excuse me, his frequency or his where he's at vocally is right where the bass is, they started removing the bass guitar. So
Damn,
it
that's
only
crazy. You
started
found that
being
science
low
out.
end and high end. It's not a ton of mid because that's where he goes vocally. So then as he starts being successful, right, people from the culture want to achieve success. They want to achieve success. So they're following what's being successful because that's the one thing poor people will do. You know, we going to follow what's successful because we want to be successful. We don't want to be poor. We don't want to be the have-nots. We want to have.
Oh, we create also too.
Yeah.
We create the cool though too
So
though.
he's literally been the mid.
And that's what
And
his
once
music
he
been.
set that going, that became the thing of music. So that's why your argument sometimes I can't really argue when you say, man, where is the soul in music? You usually are using this critique for drill. And I'm like, nah, but it's not their fault. Like there was a wave of music that started happening, right? And again, this is coming from Kanye to Cuz, to the Owl, right? Kanye had the bass in his music because his octave would be right above the bass where he was at. The Owl shit is right at the mid. So the feel of the music is the bass.
Yeah, I can see what
And
you're
so
saying though.
if I had a harsh critique or something I didn't really like, to me, that's the problem. Hence, that's where you get a white kid that's able to say, I don't like that soul shit. That's like saying you don't like black people. And
Yeah.
so when I hear people like Jaleel White, bro, and they like, oh, you know, the hood stories, the hood is the bass guitar.
Mm.
If it's just strings, everybody got strings. If it's just drums, everybody got drums. The bass guitar is what makes black music what it is. Even Motown, they would use strings, they would still have a fucking bass guitar. So again, if I had a critique for homie, it would be he removed the soul out of fucking black music. Now
But see,
there is still music that do got bass. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. But again, because it's so popular, right? And his records are so popular, hip hop looks like, well, he's making rap songs without a bass guitar. I make rap songs as well. So if I want to reach his success, I probably need to remove the bass guitar. And again, that's where we get back to Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dot. I'm proud of him. Projects like To Pimp a Butterfly, where he went out of his way to include the bass guitar. Nobody realized that project to me sonically is like a rebellious moment where sonically the game was trying to go. So while I'm not like, again, I like that record, you know what I mean? I would never say it's as great as GNX as far as what records are and what albums are. But I'll tell you one thing, it was way more important to watch him rebel against the current state of music. And that's something nobody else didn't pay attention to. Side note, I never asked and verified, but I really believe King Kunta is a Drake diss.
They said King Kunta was a was King Kunta? Yeah, I think it was a Drake diss. Yeah, I'm thinking about Humble with
I'm
them being
sure
a
of it.
Big
I never
Sean diss.
verified it, but putting everything together that I know and what's happening, and then what that album represented. One day I'll talk to him about it and I get to it. Maybe I'll talk to him about it on here, but I know he tried to avoid talking, which I can respect that too.
Yeah, we
Shout
gotta
out to
get him
homie
up on
Craze. Thank you for $5. Great birthday gift, man. I'm happy for all of it.
Craze,
Nigga
what
out
up?
here on the road getting to it, cuz, but I had to tap in. Happy C-Day, low, my low.
What
Appreciate
up? What up? What up, Craze?
Craze ADHD's on. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Girl 6. Thank you for the $10. Happy birthday glasses. Just like you, hip hop saved my life. Keep doing what you're doing here. It is appreciated. I'm glad y'all appreciate
Sound
it.
like we're gonna have lobster today, baby.
Shout out to Revenge, but he samples great soulful music. It's not all him, but yeah, I agree. He made hip hop so pop that it's in a non-soulful space always. But it's not just about, and this is where kind of it's like saying Kentucky Fried Chicken went out his way to keep soul food soul food. Like imagine you woke up Revenge and everywhere you went, all the food tastes like you went to these popular soul food restaurants and now they just start cooking their food like the Colonel. Like they took that recipe, the cold slaw, the mashed potatoes. They stopped really making soul food. Y'all stop really making soul food and they start making it like Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what I'm saying? So I
Macaroni
get it.
salad, mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
white
So
meat.
if I did have a critique, that would be the only critique. But I really don't care. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Shout out to 2K Grind 09. Y'all talk like Drake, the only rapper. No, sir. That's not
So
what
like,
this is.
what he say?
Yeah, y'all talk like Drake is the only rapper in the world.
Nah, not at all. We talk about all the rappers,
Forgive me. You
man.
know what I mean? That's not the point. I'm saying if I had a critique, that would be my critique, but I don't. And the more I realize, bro, the real power in hip hop is that you see, it's not like this in pop music. Pop music happens in waves. Jazz actually used to happen to some degree in waves. You know what I mean? Not in its origin, but like when it became this mainstream success. R&B happens in waves. Hip hop is the one thing that allowed these unique perspectives to happen at once. You can have this kind of funk bass, you know what I'm saying? This funk bass, G-funk shit that Dr. Dre and Snoop is creating, right? It's just the funkiest bass lines with Moog keyboards and, these leads, just fantastic. At the same time, and it could be as successful as this guy from Staten Island with these dirty samples that sound like they were converted in like 4-bit. You could hear the fuzz on a record and he's sampling this song and they're explaining to you how cash rules everything around me at the same exact time. Right. And it's 9 people rapping on one song and it's just this dirty thing where the drums is just, doing shit and the melody is faint, but it's pronounced. You know what I'm saying? And they're speaking this language. It could happen at the same time as this big old dude that's selling sex appeal. He got to be 300 pounds, 6'1". Black is the night, look crazy, lazy eye, and he could come on and finesse women with this smooth version of R&B and and it's just smooth and it's clean and it's just gorgeous the way it sounds and it's coming out. It ain't all funky, but it got a soul to it and it's happening right then and there. At the same time, it's some niggas from the country, you feel me, where they shit is kind of funky, but they speak in a whole different language. It could happen at once. It could happen at once. That's what makes what you would call this genre special. It never had to be homogenized like other genres, like it is now. It never had to be. I do think money became an important thing for everybody over the last 15, 16 years, 17 years. You know what I'm saying? I do think people wanted to be successful. You know, I do think there's a lot less barriers for entry. So you do have a lot of people repeating the same thing. So I'm not blaming anybody. You know, I know what wanting to be wealthy feels like. I know what wanting to be famous feels like. I know the desire, and you can't help but look at what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it matters. But I do blame hip hop again. Shout out to 2K Grind 09. What you just said didn't circle around the bass guitar. It was them bringing their own thing to the game. It was all bass guitar driven. It was.
So yeah, I like that. I like the fact that that you elaborated on the fact that everything was able to be different and not so cookie cutter the way shit seems right now though. But
It
how you
didn't
think
have to be.
yeah. Yeah. How you think we got to the cookie cutter stage though? Was it the success that came along with, oh, I seen this person right here become successful. I'm gonna do it the way he did it instead of doing it the way you wanted to do it. And the way you know what I'm saying? What do you think it was that right there?
No, that's a great question. We'd have to go into why the original people did it this way from the beginning.
Yeah.
We'd have to go originally why they do this, why they was doing this thing from the beginning.
Mm. I mean, I think
I
the only
mean,
person to point to is
I think what happened was all of those musicians were inspired by what they grew up listening to. The music, the producers, the DJ. Right? I think that was what was working, right? And they were listening to soul and funk and R&B or whatever it is. Like you could hear the funk and the P Funk and Dr. Dre and Snoop's music. You could hear the kind of the R&B jazz and the stuff. You can hear the jazz and Pete Rock, or let's say the jazz and Puff stuff. You know, he definitely had more of a funky style jazz, but you could hear it in it. You could hear the R&B, the Anita Baker or the Gladys Knight and Bone. You could hear the blues and the Ghetto Boys. Right? You could hear that. So when they transitioned all of that stuff into hip hop, right? They were transitioning real musicianship. And I think over the time, hip hop started leaving its own fingerprint. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now people were being raised off of just hip hop.
Hip hop. Yeah. No, I get you.
So I think you get more rappers today, right? You get more rappers today that are just rapping because of rap. Like that was something that Conflict asked me. Prince Angeles asked me in the music. He said, "What rapper made me want to rap?" And I'm like, "No rapper made me want to rap." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I didn't notice rappers before. I'm just saying no rapper. I never saw a rapper like, man, I want to do that. Now, again, every MC got their own journey. You know what I'm saying? But that was not my journey. You know what I mean? When I started rapping, I started thinking like, damn, okay, who would I want to rap like? But I felt like I started rapping because I needed to say certain things. Like I was truly driven by the culture, you know, to speak. Like when I say the culture, I mean LA street life, to speak. So again, I think what happened, you know, because we really talking 2009. We're not talking in the 2000s, because even if you go into the 2000s, like let's say 2005, Game album sounds completely different than Jeezy's album.
Mm-hmm.
None of that shit sounds the same. Game, Jeezy, who else came? Who came out in 2005 in New York?
2005 in New York.
Not the guys that was already out, but I think they had a new act.
I know the Junior Black album dropped around that time.
Yeah, not the guys who was already experimenting with sound.
Some of my new dudes.
Yeah. Kanye is out in 2005. Kanye album doesn't sound anything like Game or Jeezy album.
You got Jeezy. Wayne came out with Carter 2 around that time. Common came out. Massacre came out. You said not 50 though.
Yeah, not 50.
Massacre came out. Beans came out. The Becoming.
Yeah, so like even if you take Beans had already been in the game, but my point is, I think we start talking about when it came to the computer, when it got to the computer, like the computer created less barriers of entry.
Yeah.
Like when you didn't have to go and save up to buy a MPC or SP or any of the things that you had to do with music, you know what I mean, to really prove your commitment. Hold on one second. It's fucking still calling me.
Still was up in ADHD last night.
Your commitment, right? Like your commitment had to be, you really had to be into this. It was no chance that, you know what I mean, you was playing around. And I think, again, and this is a thing that is really hip hop for sure, making it more available to people that can't afford it. You know what I mean? So shout out to the programmers, the Fruity Loops guys and all of those guys. That's like the most hip hop thing. But what happens is you also get a lot of people that probably shouldn't come through the door, right? People that are only motivated by money. That are only motivated by money. See, previously you couldn't, you didn't get people that was only motivated by money. You know what I mean? By 2009, you could get a lot of people that was only motivated by money. So therefore, it wasn't as much study, it wasn't as much, something to really express. It was like, okay, I could start making beats and make some money. And now if you come into this business thinking about making money, right? It's like you're going to look at what's making money. And if you came in this business in 2010 or 11, it was hard to not notice who was making money. Mm-hmm. So guess what? You're going to format it. You know what I'm saying? You start to format it, right? You start to format it like what's making money because you want to make money. It's available. This is why you got into it. So that is what pasteurizes. So while it's the greatest thing to happen in hip hop, and it is going to give us more culture than we ever had from different places, it's also going to give us a lot of bullshit, like fast food restaurants. Fast food restaurants started off as a great idea, but as it became more of a money-making thing, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? You got a lot of boof-ass places that do not nourish your body. And even now, the places that were pretty decent, they got to compete with the places that really don't care and doing it for money. So they going to lower their quality of product. You feel me? So that's what happened to me, Trap.
Nah, I could dig it. I could definitely dig it, though. Like I always say to people all the time, I say, if you go, if somebody asks you, where I can get some good food from, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna point you to the bullshit to McDonald's or Taco Bell.
Come to the McDonald's. The McDonald's over there on 39.
Nah, they ain't pointing you over there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always think like that. But nah, hip hop, man, is just something that the originality within it is kind of been cut short a lot lately, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
And it still exists, but it's so much of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we get lost there.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I'm listening to music and I'm listening to what's going on. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. I see it. Feel me? I see what's going on. But when you're confident in what you do, right? You don't even have to, like, people tell me, like the homies was telling me, like, man, Dot just blew it open with the sound. And I'm laughing like, what sound? I don't even hear what people saying the sound. That whole thing of wave and sound is so beneath where I'm at as a hip hop act, as a hip hop rep. That I don't care what nobody else is doing. That, like, I'm in the spirit of Jam Master Jay is in a nigga, man. The spirit of Eric Wright is in a nigga. I don't care what nobody else is doing. Them niggas can't fuck with what I'm going to bring to the table culturally. I'll be laughing. People be like, man, you got to hurry up and drop something, G, because, you know, what Kendrick just did. I don't give a fuck what Dot just did. I swear to God, I don't. Outside of being a fan of good music, I'm not listening to what Dot did and thinking to myself, I need to go back in and make some changes. Nigga, please. Nigga, I'm about to put on at another level. It don't matter what he did. Now you have to, again, because you're in the business, right? You have to be mindful. But I'm laughing like, y'all think this is what hip hop is about. You're trying to make some shit that sound like another nigga's shit. You're like, well, you know, his shit sound like mine. Nigga, that nigga's shit is a cultural revelation out of this world. It is not about how the music sounds, nigga. You could put out 1,000 songs that sound like that shit and it won't have the same effect. That ain't how this shit work. This shit in its prime is a bunch of shit that sound different. I never mistake a Puff record for a Dr. Dre record. I never mistaked a motherfucking I'm losing my mind, but who do Outkast music?
Organized Noise.
I never in my life heard an Organized Noise record and thought it was a Dr. Dre record. I never heard a DJ Unique record and thought it was a Pete Rock record. So what the fuck is sound got to do with anything? People asking me, talking about some sounds, I'm like, bro, you have to develop a cultural thing that you're gonna feed to the people, that you're gonna represent a group of people with, right? And then you deliver it. This is just a soundtrack. People talk about sounds. So are everybody finna come out with a song that sound like TV Off? That shit ain't finna happen. You can't make that song, you dumbass mother. You can't make that song. You can't do that. That's not what this shit is about. And that's where I've been trying to get people to understand. Shout out to Joey Westside. Hey, G, what's your favorite restaurant to go sit it down at? Favorite restaurant. Probably Del Frisco's in New York, Manhattan.
That boy no sign. That boy no sign right there, man.
You ain't got nothing in Cali? Because I was wearing shorts. I was like, damn.
You say Bossa Nova.
No, I wouldn't eat Bossa Nova. That shit horrible. I mean, shout out to LA, but man, I'm not fucking with Bossa Nova. Bossa Nova is just a thing in Hollywood when it's 3 a.m. that's better than Denny's.
That's a fact.
That shit is not regular time of day eating.
Uber Eats.
That ain't regular time of day eating for. I'm not eating that shit at no regular time of day.
Y'all heard they closed Barry's. They closed Barry's in?
I don't know. I haven't been in a while. Shout out to 2K Grind 09. Rest in peace, Rico Wade. That part, I don't know. I'm getting old because I forget names. Shout out to Kelvin. Back in the day, that was called biting. Fucking right it was. It's still called biting. Shout out to Revenge. All artists got 50. They getting them off YouTube. I'm crying. And I respect it. Forgive me. Like, don't let me sound like, I don't want to sound like an elitist of hip hop. That's another thing too. As very much as I understand moving forward, my place as truly like a dictator of this, as a tyrant to defend hip hop's honor and to keep it pure, to keep it with ghetto people as long as possible, so people keep getting opportunities. Because eventually the business is going, they're going to rock and roll this shit. It's going to happen. But I feel like as the Führer of hip hop at this point, right, it's important, right, that I really speak for it. And I don't want to be elitist. I don't want to be so pure that I want y'all to think that people that I'm saying aren't hip hop are not worthy of enjoying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying people that aren't hip hop don't make great rap songs. I'm not saying people that aren't hip hop aren't worth us enjoying their music. But we definitely don't have no business making them people us. We definitely don't have no business selling it out so somebody whose story is being told already in masses can use our shit to tell their regular ass story. We only got this lane. We don't have a lot of lanes. We got Tubi and hip hop. We got Tubi and hip hop. We cannot give it up.
Shout out Tubi.
We got to hold this thing a little bit. We gotta hold it. We gotta hold it longer than our ancestors held longer than our ancestors held rock and roll. We gotta hold it a little longer than our ancestors held jazz. We gotta hold it. We gotta keep something for the ghetto to keep expressing itself.
I
We
want to
gotta
see
hold
somebody.
it.
I want to see somebody say hip hop's like the only genre music being let the people infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? Like. Well, we're trying our best not to, but they every so often they keep trying to do it though. You know what I'm saying? They keep trying to do it, but we won't let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's ours so much, and it has to be done by us in order for it to be successful and taken in by the world. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think that's where this conversation again. That's why I said that initial conversation specifically. Like I said, you know, how I felt like we talked about it with Kanye before. You know what I mean? Where I told you, like, to me, that was the first part where it started getting loose. Like, right where
I don't
De
agree
La
with them
Soul
that
is
though.
not quite Kanye West. Like Tribe is not quite Kanye West. They are. I never felt, no matter if De La Soul went to college, I never got better than niggas. I never got that from De La Soul. I never got that from Tribe. I never got that from LL Cool J. Nobody else who came from working class communities, I never got that feeling from them.
But I
Ye,
just
forgive me,
finish what you're saying.
for being honest about Ye, because everybody know Ye is in my top 5, and I love Ye. But Ye is the first time I started getting that energy. Like, I'm better than the streets. I'm better than you niggas. That was the first time I felt it. Not saying it was true. I'm not saying this is his message. I'm not saying that, Trap. I'm
It
saying
was the
that was the
pink
first
polo. It was
time.
the pink polo coming through looking like the preppy boy style. Was it like? Was it? It wasn't the raps because he was talking about being an everyday man though. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like
I don't
that.
think hip hop is about being the everyday man. I think hip hop is about being us every day. Like, and I don't mean just like at the elite level of blackness. I mean like talking like us, being like us, really being a part of the have not. You know what I'm saying? I never got that from everywhere. Don't get me wrong, I did find different people who just mess with words. They were like dope guys of English words. They would just flip English words. I'm not saying that. Again, I really tread carefully when I talk about Kanye West because everybody knows Charlamagne. Everybody know I love Ye. So, you know, I really have to protect his legacy as much as I can critique it. So I feel like he is the first thing where people felt like he was completely away from the streets. That was the first time people ever got that feeling like, and people felt like they had something, right, that was a little bit more suburban. So people that was from the suburbs could be like, oh, I came in through Kanye. So
College
again,
dropout.
it's not so much that, you know, like, it's not about shout out to Kelvin. It's not about him not writing the raps. Easy E didn't write his rap. Puff didn't write his raps. That's not, I'm not saying the art merit of it, right? But what I'm saying is the cultural part of it. Like, I think Ye is the first person, you know, and this gonna sound crazy, but he's the first person that I felt like culturally he was fucking generic.
So let me ask you this, right? So we was just saying about the voice of the voiceless, right? So you didn't feel as if somebody that came from the hood but went to college, you know what I'm saying, should have had a voice within hip
That's
hop?
De La Soul. That's Tribe to me. That's what that feels like.
That's the
Kanye
cloth
feels
he come
like
from though. He come from that
who?
cloth. He come from
No,
that
but
cloth though, I feel
he's
like.
different though. He's different. Them niggas still felt like, forgive me for lack of better words, they still felt like slaves. They still felt like people that somewhere they came from poor people and they went to college. Ye felt like a free man who went to
That's
college.
later on. No, that's later on. That's
No, I'm
later
talking
on.
about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first album, bro. I'm talking about College Dropout. As much as I love that record, like, I think he used soul samples to make us feel a deeper story was happening. When his story was surface as shit. His culture was surface as
Man
shit.
broke his jaw, V. Like he rapped with a broke
Every
jaw. That's
human being in America break. That's normal. People break bones, especially people that get in car accidents. That's an all-American story. Like, if the depth of your struggle or your all-American story is Like, hey, I got in a car accident and I had insurance and I rehabbed myself and I wanted to rap. I just don't know how. And don't get me wrong, like, again, bro, like,
Nobody never did it before that, though.
yeah, but because guess what? Eddie Winslow already did it. It was on television. Theo Huxtable did it. It was on television. Like that, we didn't need it here. It was not a voice of the voiceless. It was never not represented in mainstream. I'm not on you, revenge. Like, leave me alone. I'm not on you, bro. I'm not saying that. Look, this is why I don't never be one to have this conversation with y'all.
It needs to happen. Man. It needs to happen, though. It needs to happen, man. Come on.
It didn't need to happen because I'm telling you that opened the door for a Jewish man that could use the N-word. Because they was like, well, he's like him. No, he is not like this guy. Or maybe he is.
No, he's not.
That's why
That's outside Chicago, man. Come on, man.
To some degree, but it is different. Let me stop because that's a little loose. Like, again, man, it's like, that's when hip hop started going against the streets. Like the depth of College Dropout was about working at the mall being accused of stealing pants. That is not some unique black story. It is not a story that needed to be told. And I don't think
it did.
No,
it did need to be told. Yes, it did.
No, it did not. That's a standard story in America.
Listen. Every black people are not a monolith. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that
we're saying about black people.
No, but all right, but the struggle comes in different ways, though, B. You know what I'm saying? It don't just come from, yo, I gotta sell drugs, this, that, this. No, it comes from, yo, listen, I gotta wake up and go to work and
not just about the struggle. It's about the struggle unique to street urban culture. Of course, people in hip hop had jobs.
He said he was boosting. That's street urban culture.
No, he said he did not say he was boosting.
He was stealing out the store.
No, he said they accused him of stealing out the store. And everybody that get a college job steals out the store. All the white people. I'm telling you, bro. Look, shout out to Super Jedi. This is a fact. I don't think College Dropout. It did not age well.
Yes, it did. She out of their mind. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Great.
I think the music aged great.
The message in the music aged great.
Sounds like he wants hip hop to just be for black folks. Of course not. The fact that, okay, 2K Grind, you might not be black. Everybody that comes from street urban culture is not black.
No,
these street story, Al Capone, like, you know, Whitey Bulger, they white people. You know, Jewish people come from the ghetto. It's a lot of people who came from the ghetto.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
So, yes, okay, so you are black. So again, forgive me, brother. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, of course, I don't want it to just be for black people. I want it to stay of street urban culture because that's the thing that makes it special. If it becomes just mainstream and every person could use it, it doesn't matter. No, Jesus Walks didn't age well.
Yes, it did.
No,
what the hell are y'all talking about?
Didn't age well.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't age well.
Come on, right now. Jesus. You're crazy, man.
Don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic song, but again, College Dropout is not quite my beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy.
But that was because it was different sonics on my.
No, that's because I think Kanye West took off the training wheels.
Yeah,
I think College Dropout is Ye on training wheels. I think late registration is Ye on training wheels. I think graduation is Ye on training wheels.
No, I'm not letting you do that, yo. I'm not letting you do that.
That's
the best trilogy to ever come out of hip hop, right there.
Of course it is.
It's the best trilogy to ever come out of hip hop.
No. And it's the least hip hop of all hip hop.
How the hell is it the least? You just said
diet fucking hip hop.
You said soul music is the key of hip hop. Those are all.
That's not what I said, but it's not what I said. But I honor the thought. That's not what I said. Yes, I am a Kanye fan, but revenge. Just because I'm a fan of somebody and I support them, they are not above critique. So that's the one thing about No Ceilings. Again, this is No Ceilings Live, lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you here. Share this conversation. Tell everybody Glasses is critiquing Kanye West and all
on
of his greatness.
birthday, on his birthday.
On my C-Day, this is what we're doing.
C-Day.
Shout out to Ye. Right? Go into the description. Subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Right? And I dropped a really incredible pod yesterday on my birthday, right? About conversation on what's gangster, where we get further into Crippin' and Blood. And we were supposed to talk about it a little bit more today, but we went somewhere else today, and we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. Again, like, I think that's like Kanye understood what the music needed to be to translate to us. I think he is very much a scientist. But I think when you listen to the depth of what's going on the records, it just don't really have no depth.
Get out of here. I'm not going for that, man. That man was speaking for these. He was the voice of the voiceless and that's why that whole trilogy stayed within the college people. They didn't have no voice. You saying it's Tribe Called Quest. Tribe Called Quest did a video on top of the cleaners on Linden Boulevard. I'm looking at the street. There wasn't no college motherfuckers. They were street niggas, B.
But they were street niggas that went to college.
Them niggas ain't go to college. They got signed at like 16. That's how they went to college.
I'm saying that's the feel of it.
They're Daisy.
I don't think people in college, black people in college, they have a fucking TV show. A Different World is all about black college. They're not voiceless. College is the loudest voice in the world.
Yo, Hillman's not a real school. You know that, right?
Who?
You know Hillman's not a real school, right?
You said him?
Hillman is not a real school.
No, I'm saying, no.
It's not a real school.
Oh, he's crazy. No, Glasses loves backpack era. Glasses love backpack era. Like, it's not backpack era. Kanye is not a backpack rapper.
He said he was a fake backpacker.
He's not a backpacker. That's my point.
He's a braggadocious rapper. That's what he is.
That's my point. Like, he's not a backpack rapper. And this is the crazy part. Everybody who wants to get in hip hop that is not drenched in culture, all they got to do is lie and tell people they're a backpack rapper. All they got to do is start rapping with backpack rappers.
That's entry level. That's entry level right there.
If you not like a cultural dude, the easiest way to get in is through the conscious side. Because you could just act like you like a backpack rapper. I swear to God, bro. Like, that used to be the argument when I would critique Drake on his street urban culture presence through his music. They'd be like, well, he did songs with Little Brother, and he rapped on all of these. What's Cuz, rest in peace? Dilla. He rapped on Dilla. Like, he rapped on, I'm like, Cuz, I hate that is the entry level into motherfucker, to where you be like, that's hip hop, because he rapped it. Dilla passed away and was mainstream. Every fucking body likes Little Brother. Everybody. If you go to a Little Brother concert, everybody is there.
Yeah. You know what I think it is though? Because it's no authenticity check within that side right there. So you don't gotta check it. Nobody's gonna check and see, does he really mean what he's saying right now about his conscious rap that he's doing though? You know what I'm saying?
He said he just flipped it to a Gucci backpack. A Gucci backpack is the antithesis. It's the antonym of fucking conscious and fucking backpack.
You gotta have a JanSport.
You cannot have it. It defeats the purpose if you have a fucking Gucci backpack as a backpacker. Like, you
snob backpacker.
That's like having lightly seasoned soul food. It's like cooking spinach like greens. That don't go together.
Yo, I seen a video the other day, right? And the dude, first the video shows old girl seasoning her charcoal, right? She seasoned the charcoal.
And the white man was like, okay, we done. We got at least lightly seasoned the chicken. Yeah, I saw that. Good. That was funny.
Yo, dude said, white people been done. He said we're done.
No, man, I can't eat with y'all no more. They fucking seasoning the fucking charcoal. So, okay. Wait, Are you saying, shout out to the homie Don Dubs, wait, are you saying middle class kids can't be hip hop? No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I look at it so
Everybody can
simple.
be a rapper. I'm saying, but street urban culture, middle class kids need to be bathed in street urban culture to be hip hop. There is nothing not voiced about a middle class lifestyle. Nothing. Most programs are about middle class lifestyle. So I'm not saying middle class people can't be hip hop. I'm telling you, they have to be bathed in street urban culture. Mind you, right? Inglewood is considered a middle class community. Carson is considered a middle class community. It's not middle class. They just can't be middle class, middle class. They still need to be street urban cultured middle class people. Shout out to LK from the Bay, glasses in his hot take. This is not a damn hot take, LK.
LK.
It's not a damn hot take. I'm tired of y'all making it like my takes is hot just because I'm making you think a little bit more.
He cooking. He just cooking. That's all it is.
I'm not giving you a hot take. Hip hop could come inside of your house, right? It could be your parents. You could live in the suburbs, but if your parents is a bunch of street people, your ass hip hop. Listen, your parents could be good people, but if they raise you in the community, your ass hip hop. You could be somebody who your parents are not hip hop and your neighborhood particularly is not hip hop. But then when you go to school your whole life, all you do is run into street urban culture people. All you do is run to them and you still could be hip hop, but you gotta be somewhere bathed in street urban culture. I do not want to hear middle class people rapping about being fucking middle class. That's not hip hop. Just because you can rap, don't make you hip hop. Just because you like Jay-Z, don't make you hip hop. I don't care how much you emulate it. If you don't speak the language, if you don't understand the fashion, if you don't understand what makes this thing special, you are not.
I think you should show your pictures that you got up in the stool one day, some dope ass pictures, B.
Oh yeah, that shit's fire.
Yeah, some dope pictures right there. You got a bunch of them shits all around. Yeah. Kings of hip hop right there. That shit's fire.
So again, like, I'm not saying no, middle class people rapping about middle class shit is not hip hop. It's not. You don't fucking need hip hop, bro. You don't fucking need hip hop. Fuck, man. You don't fucking need hip hop, bro.
What they got though, bro?
Pop music.
Man.
They fucking already got pop music. They already have representation.
Pop is not a representation of nobody, B.
It is. It's a representation of most Americans. It's regular. Look.
What did they say on the pop song?
Huh? I'm saying no. Hip hop doesn't need that. No, if you have a Gucci backpack, that's not no fucking backpack. That's not what they mean when they said backpack. Shout out to 2K Grind 09. Will Smith won't like not being. Will Smith is from Philadelphia. He did not avoid the culture. He could not. He could not avoid the culture. Will Smith could not avoid the culture. It was outside of his house. See, look, there's a very general line, right? There's a very general line. If you're in Philadelphia, your ass is the culture. I don't care which part of Philadelphia it's fucking Philadelphia. So, yeah, Will Smith is the fucking culture. I don't care what money they got. It's Philadelphia. They don't even have nice neighborhoods in Philadelphia, bro. Like, the best neighborhood in Philadelphia still look like you somewhere close to the bullshit. Like, Philadelphia is a unique place. I went out there and hung with Deshaun Jackson. Shout out to D-Jack. First ballot Hall of Famer in football eventually. Just amazing talent from LA. I went to his house. He lived in a nice mansion. That shit looked like we were still in the hood. So, yes, Will Smith is fucking hip-hop. He's from fucking West Philadelphia. I don't care if it is a middle-class community. It is surrounded in nigga shit and culture. Yes, Will Smith is fucking hip-hop. Kanye, yes, like I struggle to understand what's going on, but I really think it's more music than him, right? It's more music than him. But again, that's a whole nother conversation, and y'all obviously not ready to have it. I be thinking y'all be on this thinking shit with me, but y'all really don't. Y'all just be making me think I'm fucking crazy. Like y'all don't know, like a fucking car accident ain't fucking, that's regular. That's American shit. And I'm not mad at it because he used a Shaka Khan sample. That shit brought it home. That nigga had insurance in a car accident. I think that's great. I'm not saying he's not hip hop, Demo. I'm not saying that, bro. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud. I'm not saying he's not hip hop. Obviously, I think Drake's not hip hop. I'm sure Drake's not hip hop. Right? I think obviously Post Malone is not hip hop. There's a few people that I know that are not hip hop, right? But that don't make them not fantastic rappers. I'm not saying Kanye is not hip hop. I thought about it. And I'm saying when I listen to his raps, they are middle class raps to some degree. They are middle class raps, but I can't jump out on the ledge. But that's also, bro, why he also is doing shit that we be thinking is crazy, like running around with this white lady and all this dumbass shit. That's why we be looking at him strange. He's ours, but we be looking like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you ever notice that's why that shit be happening? Like, what the fuck is happening? What are you fucking doing? Why did this lady walking around with tape on as an outfit? She taped her titties and taped her ass and taped her vagina, and that's her fucking outfit. Think about it. He said as a fucking teenager or as a kid, he had a picture of Marilyn Monroe on his fucking wall. Who the fuck like Marilyn Monroe when we was young? See, Revenge, this is Revenge. You grew up in the suburbs, right? I think it's in Tennessee, right? You didn't have no picture, no fucking Marilyn Monroe as no fucking 13. All the fine ass sisters out in the 90s and the 80s, you had a picture of Marilyn Monroe? No, you fucking didn't. Then none of us think Marilyn Monroe was fine. That was the white lady that was sleeping with the president. That's all we knew about her. She was kind of cute, but she was sleeping. She was like a little slut sleeping with the president. Forgive me, because that lady passed away. So I don't want to just be shitting on that lady. None of us had no, I swear to God, the man said he had Marilyn Monroe on his wall. Kanye be talking some shit, and I'm not mad at him. I think he is great. Again, he's in my top 5. It's fucking Kanye West. I'm just being honest with the critique. Like, this is something he said. Look at this white lady. He keep bouncing from white lady to white lady. Right? He keep bouncing. It's like you got this white lady that looked like the last white lady, and she walking around with no. That shit is weird to us. No, everybody from Cali is not hip hop. Cali is a huge state where people don't all have to be in hip hop. So we're not like Philadelphia. Now, if you came from Compton, Compton is like Philadelphia. That's like Philadelphia. Philadelphia is like, even in nice areas, the culture is the culture. You ain't getting away from it. I don't care what you do in Philadelphia. Your ass is gonna get the culture, because Philly ain't no fucking joke. That's a dope ass deep town. So again, I'm not saying Ye is not hip hop. I'm just critiquing what I noticed the more I learned about what hip hop was. Feel me? So again, like, y'all gotta ease up. Stop defending. I'm not attacking your right to hip hop. I'm telling you what it is. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, that man be doing some crazy shit that don't represent all of us. And that is the one thing. Like, what is being black if it ain't about how you treat other black people? Is being black about how white people treat you or how you treat other black people? You get what I'm saying? How you see other black people. He just be doing some crazy shit. That's my man, bro. Real story. Kanye liked my music early on. And a lot of people say, bro, like, people will think Glass is getting his own way. And I get why they say that. Shout out to Pun from the community, different homies who think I get my way because I really stand on certain things. And it's not just standing for nothing. Like I don't just be tripping, but I see it differently. I really care about what people think of me and my community. That shit mattered to me. Like I don't need billions of dollars. Like I make more than enough money to take care of myself now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need millions of dollars for verification. I'm really the nigga in real life. Like I walk around every day and I'm that nigga. That don't change. It ain't a room of people that I've been in. I could be in a room with Dogg and I'm that nigga in that room with Snoop Dogg. It's fucking Snoop Dogg in there. I'm that nigga. I could be in a room with Dr. Dre and people asking me questions because I'm that nigga for real. I'm not talking shit. I'm saying culturally, it's just this thing going on that I represented truly. Like it's really me. So I don't have the insecurity that I need a bunch of extra economics or excess economics, feel me, to be somebody. It don't matter which room I'm in, I'm that nigga. People looking at me, they gonna stop and talk. So, but if being black is not how you treat other black people or how you see black people, you know what I'm saying, then what is it? Like what is it, bro? Like, what is it? Here's a real story. 2 real stories that people felt like I got in my own way. First story, Kanye West loved me. He thought I was dope. Told the homeboy plain Pat. Shout out to John Monopoly. John Monopoly is my man. Y'all heard his name.
That's my guy too. That's my guy.
Y'all heard his name a million times around the Kanye circle. John Monopoly is an early fan of Glasses Malone. Same for Lupe Fiasco. Same for Chili. They early fans of Glasses Malone and really thought that I was a phenomenon when it comes to culture, right? I didn't even know what the fuck it was, but they was into what I was doing. Shout out to Jay-Z to this day, still love, right? Still text me, say dope shit. That's not the point. So Kanye was an early believer in Glasses Malone. I got certified. He's like, man, I want to work with that dude. So they say, hey, Glasses, come to the studio. This is the same studio that Hit Boy work at right now. What's the name of the studio?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Where is that?
The Hit Boy studio in LA.
Okay, I don't know.
Sound like La Brea. Anyway, long story short, Kanye wants me to come to the studio. I'm like, yeah, I love Kanye. You know, this is early Kanye. This is 2000. I'm gonna get to that all in. I got you. Let me get to that. Let me finish this. So I go to the studio, plain Pat, like, man, Glasses, come up here. Kanye want to meet with you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I like Kanye. This is 2008, 7, 8. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I like Ye. That's the dude that got the college dropout and, you know, late registration. Yeah, that dude is tough. So I go to the studio. I'm like, all right, I meet the front desk. They say, okay, he's in the back studio right here. Just go wait for him. He had to go grab some stuff. I said, no problem. So I walk back there. I walk in the room. It's a bunch of fucking candles lit. Like old candles, like brass candles, cuz they just all lit up. Candles everywhere, cuz they lit up. And the room dark. So I walked in the room and I'm just sitting there and it's just 100 fucking candles lit. And it's dark. And these candles look weird, cuz. And I'm like, the fuck is going on, cuz? So
They're about to put you in. They're about to put you in, B. They're about to put you in the Illuminati, dog. That was your chance.
Nah. I just didn't understand how. I didn't understand how vibe worked at the time. Because again, I'm really the culture, bro. I didn't understand vibe. I'm not gonna say that because I don't believe Ye is like that. I that's one nigga nobody could convince.
They was about to induct you into the Illuminati.
That's one nigga can't nobody convince me of about spirituality. That's the one thing we can argue about his street urban cultureness, or even sometimes his blackness, which could be weird. But one thing spiritually, I know we are in alignment. You feel me? But I didn't understand vibe. So it's all these candles, cuz, and they brass and gold and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, cuz? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, what the fuck is going on? Cuz this shit is horrible. So I'm like, damn. Long story short, 3 minutes. I'm like, I can't be in here, bro. I gotta go. So I just leave. I don't go tell plain Pat. I don't hit Monop. I don't say nothing. I just get on. About 20 minutes, Pat hit me. He like, gee, where you at? I was like, I had to go do something, cuz, you know what I mean? He's like, all right, just let me know when you're coming back. I never went back.
That was your chance, B, to get into the Illuminati, B. You bullshit, B. You bullshitting. You would have been through the roof right now, B. What? That was your moment, son.
I couldn't do it because I didn't know. I was ignorant, but so I'm saying this, I don't believe cuz is on no bullshit. I'm just saying I didn't know. I didn't know, bro, and I'm not having it.
It's your moment.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it, cuz I'm murdering it right now. This glass is the low, cuz I'm hopping out and I'm still worse right now, but I'm not having it. But at least I understood vibe, because now my studio be dark and I got lights that go up in the sky, cuz, and clouds and lights and shit to keep the ambiance popping. So I get ambiance. I didn't get it then. I didn't get it like setting the workspace. I didn't know. But I'm being honest, saying that like I'm not having it.
That was your moment, B.
If it's Kanye, I don't give a fuck if it's Michael Jackson, cuz turn the lights on. See, the real life, I should have just turned the fucking lights on.
What the fuck is going on in here, B? What the fuck are y'all doing,
Smart glasses today would walk in and just turn the fucking lights on.
What the fuck is going on in here?
Walk back in that motherfucker, I'll be like, hey, don't turn them lights off. And I don't know what the fuck
is y'all doing in here?
Now I would impose my will on the space. Glasses today would impose his will on the space. Glasses then wouldn't impose his will on the space. Glasses today would just turn the lights on. I'll walk in, turn the lights on, say what I got to say, keep it moving. Feel me? Like, hey, turn the lights on. This shit weird. Because that's what I felt. So that's one thing, right? Second thing is Drake, right? This is a real story with Drake. And he probably be mad that I tell a story because you rich anyway. Don't stop acting like that because it's true. So Drake was trying to build more of a relationship with me. But I felt like with me, it would always have this weird energy where it was like, we all signed the Cash Money, but like I knew like I was the streets and I didn't really care that he was successful. Like, that never meant nothing. Forgive me. I know this sounds crazy to y'all, but I really believe in masculinity. Like, you could have $1 million and I could have $10 and you not the nigga I am. If you not who you truly are, like if I see any dissension of who you truly are, like if you act like you want to be somebody you not for 2 seconds, we're probably not going to be cool. I'm just being honest. That's just how it's not on purpose because it's who I am. It's my existence. I fought to be me. I fought my homies to be me. I fought niggas from other neighborhoods to me. I shot to be me. Niggas used to, the homies, oh man, glad you on some smart shit. I'm a squabble a nigga down, bitch. You can't even whoop me. Whatever you thought you was can't outbeat me. I'm gonna make all this work for this. Feel me? So, like, if you show any dissension about appreciation and who you are, and I see you giving up a little bit, like if you a square and you trying to act street, you're not going to really like how we're going to interact. It's not going to work out for you. It's going to be bad. You got to be yourself, pure and unadulterated. You got to be yourself. So I noticed that being around cuz a couple times. So it was starting to evolve me into a space where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really going to fuck with dude like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I didn't think he was going to be tough or be the best rapper in the game. Like, the nigga was sharp. Cuz is hella dope. Like, he was brilliant. And they really wanted me to work with him. Shout out to the homies. Like, they was pushing it, but I'm like, you got to be authentic. That's why me and Nip was solid. That's why me and Kendrick is solid. Them niggas is really who they is. You don't got to be gangster. You just got to really be, well, they both gangsters. Who is not a gangster that really, Lupe is street too, so I can't say Lupe. Pete is a perfect example. The guy I do the live stream with. Pete ain't no fucking gangster, but that's my man because Pete is Pete. Even when he's crazy and he's talking crazy, Pete is Pete. Still ain't no gangster. Still is still. So it's not that. So we going to an event for Wayne's birthday party, right? And it's an event in Hollywood. It's over there behind, like it's off of La Brea and Santa Monica. It's off of La Brea and Santa Monica. And
Poppy's?
No, this is a weird place that they used to do parties at.
Okay.
It's not like a restaurant. It's like a set, like a stage set type place. But they do parties over there. They used to do a lot of big parties over here. So me, Pun, a couple of us go to the party, right? And I'm gonna tell this story. So we hop out. We mobbing up to the party. I'm talking to Birdman because I'm taxing cuz. It's very sus, LK. No, actually, it ain't sus. It actually is that. It's not sus. Sus is when you think it could be gay. That area is actually gay. And you know you don't take your ass over there. If you see a girl, it's probably a guy. You know that, and that's why there's nothing wrong with it. You know when you get in that area, it is not sus. It is committed.
That's how the West
It is not
Village is.
suspect. It's not a suspected area. That is convicted.
Yeah. You know what
That
it is over
a
there.
life. It's not a suspect. It's guilty. Okay, that area is guilty. You know what's happening, but that's where the entertainment industry do all of their shit. So you in the industry, cuz you gotta go over there, and that's cool. Like I don't have no problem with nobody that's doing their thing. Cause just be you. If you a man that think you're a woman, just do you. Whatever, just be you unapologetically. So we hop out the car, me, Pun, and y'all can go to the community and verify this. We walking up, a couple of us. Niggas like, Glasses, what's up? Nah. I'm like, what up, cuz? What you doing? Drake is coming up behind me. He's calling my name. I see cuz, but I'm mobbing. Pun like, hey, this nigga Drake calling you. I'm like, yeah, I see that cuz. I talked to cuz in there. He's calling me. Glasses, hey, Glasses, G. What up? I am not turning around for cuz. Because I'm trying to get in here, but it's not, honestly, it's not just because it's because he just gave me vibes of like insecure. I don't like insecure men. I just don't, cuz I like, it's not I don't like them, I just don't vibe well. So that's another time, cuz where it's like, so I am proud of who I am, and I want everybody else to be proud of who they are. And if you tell me you're not, I could deal with it. But when you have a false sense of pride, we're not probably going to be okay. If you falsely represent yourself, we are not going to be okay. We are not. The one thing with me and Charlamagne at work and our relationship, he is who he is. Van Lathan, he is who he is. We gonna be fine. We could be on the opposite side of the street and we gonna be fine because I can get with that. I could fuck with that. I could fuck with a man that's who he is. I don't give a fuck if you don't believe in fighting. If you Martin Luther King and you not gonna punch another motherfucker back and your whole movement is built on not hitting the motherfucker back, I could fuck with that. I can't fuck with a motherfucker talking tough. Like if Martin Luther King was popping it and then now the police kicking your ass and you ain't doing nothing. Me and Martin Luther King couldn't be homies. We just couldn't fucking be homies. But if Martin Luther King on his non-violent movement and he's not gonna fight back, long as he's honest, I can rock. So that's where we come into a space in the business. I'm just not with none of the other shit. It's not tough. Shout out to my little homie AD from the community. He thinks it's old-fashioned. It's not. I'm a man, bro. I'm a man unapologetically. I'm the Loke unapologetically. I'm not doing nothing else besides this. There's no reason. Listen, I make 6 figures a year right now being me. I don't need 7 figures to be somebody else. I mean, maybe if I was acting in the Hollywood film, if they don't want to give me 7 and 8 figures to act like somebody else, that's fine. I'll just live with these 6 figures. I'll take it. That works for me.
That's good.
Shit, yeah.
I
whatever.
need that.
Shit. If I can make 6 figures being me, that's enough. But I'm not, you can't pay me 7 figures to act like somebody else that ain't on no Hollywood screen.
It was great to, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people running around here not knowing who they are. So that's why they ended up acting like somebody that they not. You know what I'm saying? When you understand who you is, then man, it's easy to be comfortable in your own skin then. You know what I'm saying? Be who you are. That's it.
Yeah. Let me get back to what All In was saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. All In. He asked me a question. I had it posted and I just skipped. Shout out to Sean Ackerman. Man, I appreciate the birthday gift for $10, my boy. Much love for that, dog.
Yeah.
All In say. All In said. So what did that say on the thing that I had up there? Gee, we need a Talib feature. Talib quality. I talked to Talib. You know why I fuck with Talib? Talib is really him, bro. Me and Talib is good, bro.
Yo, them niggas be hating Talib. They be hating Talib on Twitter, B. He be going
Talib understands his brand and he dials down to it. Shout out to Talib. I fuck with Talib. I'm gonna deliver that. I got you. I'm gonna get you that Talib.
I think that'll be dope. That'll be dope. I need to produce that.
Yeah, you do. You should. You should.
Yeah. That'll be dope.
Ye is the most important hip hop artist the last 20 years next to Kendrick. Probably not. Probably not. That's probably Keith.
Producer.
Keith is
Producer.
Probably not.
You said Chief Keef is that?
Yeah, Keith is probably the most important artist over the last 20 years. Keith is like phenomenon. I mean, come on, bro. You just see it. I think Ye is the bridge to people not hip hop, like into hip hop.
But see, at the same time, Ye had to be the one to put Keith up on that level to where everybody was going to be able to accept him like that, though, too.
You mean all the white people was going to accept him? Because the black people already accepted Keith. We was already up on that shit. Ye is just a bridge to people. He's a bridge going to white people and white people coming in.
So he's the gatekeeper?
He's a different kind of keeper. He's a bridge. He's not a gatekeeper. He a bridge because he don't stop shit. He let all this shit come in. He don't care if it's somebody that hate niggas.
Taylor Swift.
He don't give a fuck. Ye is a bridge.
We wouldn't even know about Taylor Swift if it wasn't for that motherfucker.
Yeah, sure. He put on 7th Street Crib. He put Taylor Swift on my radar.
We wouldn't even know about
Taylor Swift on my radar, bro.
For real.
I never knew. I was like, who is he talking?
We wouldn't even know about her, man.
I was like, who is he talking about?
Word. It was
Beyonce is the best. I was like, who is this person talking? And they kept showing this little white lady with this. She was kind of flustered. I'm like, who is this little white lady?
We won't even
Why
know
do you
about
even?
For real. That shit is ill. Word. I wouldn't even know her, yo. That ass. That's crazy. That's real shit.
Look.
Kanye the Bridge West. Word. That's it right there. Kanye the Bridge West.
Again, no, I'm not. Look, I'm not saying hip hop got to be thugging. I'm saying hip hop needs to be of street urban culture. It has to be.
See, when you say that, they don't understand. They just think like gangster shit. They don't understand the street urban culture means it's the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wear your hat. You know what I'm saying?
It's the way we carry it. But it's the way that poverty has found
pride.
Yeah. And then don't get me wrong, some middle class people adopt it their whole life.
Yeah.
They may don't need it, but they've been raised in it. That's the one thing about Ye Demo that I don't play with. That's why I'm really careful. I would never say he's not hip hop because one thing that motherfucker got is audacity. That nigga do shit. You be like, the audacity of this nigga. So that's why I don't play with Ye. I don't fuck with Ye. Like you don't hear me saying he's not hip hop. That nigga is sheer audacity. That nigga don't have no idea his rifle. That nigga is a cold nigga. He is cold. So again, that's my point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get it. And he is, to me, the bridge that allowed others to come in and start acting like us. He's the bridge of that. So, it started being more like people before Ye, they knew hip hop was them niggas. Even the De La Souls, the Tribe Called Quest. What's one of the early niggas went to college? It was a couple of them niggas went to college. It was a couple.
I don't know. No, I think the entry level, like when it came to somebody being a college rapper,
not a college rapper. Somebody.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody went. It was a lot of people who went to college that rap though.
I mean, in the earliest, that's what I'm saying. So I knew that people had went to college. I'm saying,
but they didn't put it in their music though.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear no nigga rapping about going to college in his fucking music.
But the people that's in college want to hear this shit though.
That's called rap music. It don't gotta be hip hop. Fuck, man. It don't gotta be hip hop. Kenny G don't gotta be jazz. It can be pop music.
Let me ask you this, right? So in school days, was they representing hip hop in school days? The Spike Lee movie? Like the way they dressed, the way they was looking in the movie, the hairstyles they wore.
Okay, so yes, because they look like the niggas from the ghetto.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's not what's happening with Ye.
Students come from the hood too.
That's not what's happening with Ye. That's not what happened with Ye. He is not School Days on tracks. That's not what he is.
Gamma step, right link step. He was doing all that shit.
Things that he understood about college, but that's not. He didn't look like. That's not the same. He didn't feel that way. Like there is a cultural experience at college, right? That is very much this, right? but that's not him. That wasn't him to me. Like, Ye is a black man. That's the thing. Like, he's a nigga.
He is.
He got banked up audacity for sure. But I'm
Yeah.
saying street urban culture, you know, I think he know what's what. And that's why I won't ever kick him out. That's what I'm saying. But he is where the very tippy top. The tippy top. If you go anywhere past that, that shit ain't hip hop. That's once you pass that, that's it.
But
You
what if-
niggas will let somebody working in at Rite Aid and should be talking about how the customers be custom out and make it hip hop. It could be fly ass rap. It don't got to be hip hop.
It could still embody hip hop, like we said at the beginning. When you are the voice of the voiceless, you are considered to be representing hip hop. So you could be the
College
voice.
is not a voiceless place. College is voice.
We don't know what they're going through though.
Yes, we do. There's been multiple shows and movies about what people going through in college. I know. Shit. College is as covered as anything else. It's a ton of movies about college. Even the Black College Experience. They had a TV show for 7 years.
Hillman is not a real school. Stop saying that, man. You're talking about this show for 7 years.
It's
man.
not that I'm saying Hillman is. I'm telling you that the college.
It was fake.
But it's covered. There's no fake shows about the hood. Right now, there's not no TV shows about the hood. The closest one we got to was everybody thought was the greatest one is about them niggas in Baltimore.
BMF. You talking about Baltimore? Who that?
Them niggas, you know.
Oh, The Wire.
That was the closest hood show we ever had. We don't got no fucking hood TV shows. If they make a movie about LA culture, it's from the police's perspective, the cops' perspective, the fucking father's perspective. The closest we got to is Menace to Society. So again, it's like, yes, I don't think college has anything to do with it. I think black hood kids go to college. They really do. I'm saying, but if you start rapping about being like, okay, if you're a black hood kid rapping about going to college, that's dope.
That's what Kanye did.
No, he didn't. He's not a black hood kid rapping about going to college. He rapped like a middle class nigga going to college. And you know it.
He's from the west side of Chicago or south side, whatever it was.
Like Philly. That's why I won't play with his hood shit. That's what I'm saying. I won't say he's not the culture. Like same thing with Philly, Chicago, one of them places where your ass is going to be cultured. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. He is cultured. It don't matter. His mom could move him to a nice neighborhood. I know she did. He could have been raised by his mom had a doctorate. I know she did.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't going to avoid the culture. He couldn't avoid it.
You know what though? He kind of listen. We talking about college. He was kind of anti-college though too.
Yeah, I mean it's called college dropout.
College dropout, late registration, but then he still made it to the graduation though.
Yeah, but it's not a critique about him succeeding in life. That would be my issue. It's just not black. If I had a critique, it's not black hood going to college. It's regular American going to college. But that's not true because he's from Chicago. That's why I'm saying if this was true, I would be saying he's not hip hop.
He's definitely hip hop. But
I'm not saying he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's from fucking the south side of Chicago. Even in the most suburb area of south side of Chicago, it's fucking Chicago. It's Chicago. Now, I'm not saying it's where Keith and them from. I'm saying, but it's still Chicago. You're gonna run into the culture is gonna be right there. So I'm not saying about I'm saying, but he's the very tippy top of where hip hop is at. Like once you pass Kanye, that shit ain't hip hop.
So past Kanye is Drake.
Fuck yeah. Because now you get a Jewish man raised in a Jewish community using slang words from all over the country. Just like anything goes. So no, that's not hip hop. I'm not letting that shit.
So Kanye straddled the line of being hip hop and not being hip hop.
He's the border. He's hip hop, but he's the border.
He's the border of it.
It's like he's San Diego.
Once you go past him,
that's Mexico.
That's Mexico.
I don't give a fuck how much Mexican people act like they from San Diego. They from Mexico. They Mexican people. They not from San Diego. Kanye West is San Diego. Once you cross over there, you're in another country.
Okay.
That's
The
it.
bridge. The bridge.
He's the bridge.
The bridge.
Cross
The
right
bridge.
over.
The bridge.
A little. Some of him is in Mexico. Some of Kanye is like way over there.
Stronger.
No, them fire records. I'm not talking about the record. The nigga records.
No,
Incredible.
those are hip hop records.
Yeah. I ain't gonna play with the record. I think they overrated as hip hop records, but they're hip hop records.
Those are not no damn hip hop records. No.
I mean,
those are pop records.
I actually like that as the last great hip hop. I actually like them as the last great productions in hip hop.
That was Daft Punk, right? That was Daft Punk.
Yeah, but to even flip Daft Punk and bring that into hip hop and bring people who like Daft Punk into the party is fire. Like, I'm not playing with Ye, bro. Don't get my critique confused with I'm playing. No.
I don't think you're.
I'm not playing with that. That nigga's for sure Neo in the Matrix. He's the one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't to be fucked. He ain't to be played with. Like, that nigga is, again, my critique is fine. And I don't care if Cud didn't like it. My critique is fair. But don't get it fucked up. He's the last great, to me, that really brought other people into hip hop. You know what I mean? But that's also why he be doing all this crazy shit now. That nigga crazy.
Yeah.
Kanye is not a musician. Shout out to Matrix Decoded. See, hip hop is not about being a musician. He's not really a musician. That nigga can't play the fucking piano. He barely can play the piano. He's not no musician. That nigga he's a culturist. He understands culture way better than most people. Like, that dude studies this shit like for real. He knew to use that Shaka Khan sample. He know what to use. He know how to make that shit work. He is a monster. That nigga is a real scientist from Chicago. He's not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? Nah. That dude ain't to fucking be played with. He's cold.
He's a visionary. You know what I'm saying? He brings his visions that he had to life.
Yeah, he a monster. I'm just saying he is the border of hip hop. And then he'll do a lot of un-hip hop shit. That is true. Shout out to EP. He did study us. That is true. He studied the culture. But he is a part of it, even if it's loose. But again, it's like, that's what I'm saying. He is the tippy top. And ever since he happened, slowly they brought a Jewish guy in that uses the N-word. That never used the N-word in his regular life. That never uses the N-word in his regular life. He don't even he didn't hang with niggas to call somebody a nigga. That's the thing about Drake. He didn't hang with niggas to call somebody a nigga. So when he get on the record, he start using the N-word, it just looked weird. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I remember telling Doctor, I'm like, he says it and it's weird. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
I remember when my man first told me about Drake, right? He was around Wayne and all that shit. And he said, Joe, the kid talk like Poindexter, but he get in the
swear to God, bro.
He get in the booth and it's a whole other person, dude.
Bro, when they introduced him, they was like, yeah, we got this kid from Nickelodeon. So shout out to everybody still at the lunch table, no ceilings, the lunch hour, we cooking. We had an hour and 50 minutes. We really cooking today.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We had an hour and 50 minutes, no ceilings, lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to everybody that's still here celebrating my birthday with me. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who bought us lunch, Player Ways. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time on Digital Soulbot. Click that thumbs up button. Everybody know you're around here. Tell a friend to tell a friend, cuz. Go into the description, subscribe to No Ceilings Podcast, iHeart Podcast, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you get your podcast. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Dropped a really dope episode yesterday called Conversation about What's Gangsta, and it talks about gangbanging. So when they first told us that they were signing him, they was like, we're signing this pop kid from Nickelodeon. Like, he's a pop artist. And he walks in, and this dude is light as the sky. He's light as the sky. And I'm like, damn, and he's talking, and I'm like, how is this going to work? And they start playing that fucking music, and I was like, oh, shit, this motherfucker is an animal.
That's what my man
Jesus Christ, this motherfucker is an animal. You know what I mean? As soon as you hear Drake's music, you're like, this motherfucker is an animal. You could hear it. You're like, oh, shit. Like, I just knew instantly at that time he was like,
through the roof.
He was good, bro. we could have critique about his topics, you know what I mean? Did cry about girls a little much for hip hop's liking, rap's liking, but whatever.
It happens, though. You can do that.
Yeah, he was amazing, bro. He was fucking amazing. So I noticed when he talked, he just talked straight up and down. Like he sounded like an attorney. You know what I'm saying? Like a real attorney, cuz like he talked straight up and down. And that threw me off because I was like, damn, I would hear him talk. He never used the N-word. I'm like, huh. But I didn't trip. I'm like, whatever, cuz this nigga music is dope. So, I watched him blow up close. Like I saw it. That nigga blew up. And he was dope. So it made sense. I was like, man, that nigga sharp. You know what I mean? Shout out to 40, all the dudes behind the music, because they was amazing. I was like, damn, this nigga tough. You know what I'm saying? But I knew it was different. So as he slowly started to integrate himself into street urban culture, talking like us, that's when I was like, huh. It was nigga, then it was like, huh. It's different. So, I didn't really trip off of it till I took time to learn what hip hop is. Shout out to 2K Grind 09. You don't got to defend this. I'm not attacking. What up, niece? I see you saying uncle. Skin tone issues in the black community.
Oh, I hate when y'all do that,
that's
man.
Lazy. That's intellectually lazy, 2K Grind.
Yeah. That's too lazy,
bro.
Yeah.
Just because I mentioned he was right, I'm not saying he was bright like his skin tone. I mean, the way he walked in the studio, he didn't have the ominous feel of somebody that came from the corner, not light his skin. That's just lazy, bro.
Yeah. Go back to 2K.
Shout out to 2K Grind 09, Canada, not Compton. But there is places in Toronto that very much are like Compton. They will murder you out that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of those things to where it's just different. But I watched it, and that was the thing. So I think Kanye is the border.
Border Patrol
Kanye is the border. I think that's as far as it can go.
So within what you say?
Hold on one second. Talk, Trap. Let me do this.
No, so I think at times though, I hate that right there with when people think that when we say he's not hip hop, it's something to do with him being from Canada or his skin. I'm saying him being a biracial kid. No, that has nothing to do with the not hip hop. I tell people this shit all the time. I say, yo, the reason why he's not hip hop is because you could just tell. You could tell that he don't come from the cloth of what it is to come from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He learned hip hop. He wasn't raised hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I think people get lazy when they start thinking that we saying that because of his background or well, it is because of his background or because of his race. You know what I'm saying? His biracial, being from Canada, or so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many people that's biracial, there's many people that's white that's hip hop. There's many people that's from Canada that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell it ain't authentic with him like that though. But he make great music though. Not gonna never say that though. Make great music. You on mute.
That motherfucker's amazing, man. That motherfucker amazing. Shout out fellow Sag. Shout out to 2 Gray 09. Man, the Sag is up in this motherfucker. Shout out to
1125.
Sag is up in this motherfucker. 43 on November 30th. Yeah, that part.
Fucking go.
No. It's just lazy. It's just intellectually lazy and disingenuous. It don't got nothing to do with race. No. This is more of a cultural conversation, ethnicity. That matters, right? Like if you don't have a street urban cultural ethnicity, then again, you don't have to be a thug, but LL Cool J is not a thug, but listen to the way he talks. He talks like everybody else talks. So it's not
Yo, Lex, they threw LL Cool J in the pond across street from August Martin though back in the days, B. That was kind of crazy.
That's just lazy, bro. That's just lazy. So again, it's Kanye is the border, and I think that's fair. Shout out to Sean Ackerman, who makes a great point, and I keep saying this. The root of culture, it's in the rap. The root of culture is not just skin. The root of culture is the land, that way of life y'all defend. Like, it's not, like, it's all kind of people that live in that cultural realm. Shout out to being Frank. Yeezy is from Oakland, not Chicago. So
what?
yeah,
I never heard that.
See, Frank,
I never heard that.
I'm not fit to get into that, Frank, because I know y'all know more. I'm not fit to do that. I purposely never went down that road with Ye. I'm not going down that road.
So why they let him represent the South Side forever?
I'm not going down that road. We're not going to go down that road. No, 2K grind on 9. It's not coming off as black people can't even be racist, man.
That's the problem, right?
What are you doing, bro? Like, of course I'm not racist. What are you thinking, bro? Like, what are you thinking? Of course it's not racist.
Just a hip hop snob.
Ye probably act like a nigga from Oakland. Because it do be different. Again, when you start really going into this shit, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Man, a nigga would have had 100 jokes for a nigga that had Marilyn Monroe up on it. Well, that nigga I'd have snatched that shit down off my homeboy wall. If you don't take this old punk ass shit out of here.
Hold on, he had Marilyn Monroe on his wall?
Yeah.
Jay did?
Yes. He talked about how he looked up to Marilyn Monroe. That's why he liked Kim. He thought that was his own Marilyn Monroe. I'm like, how you idolize a whore, bro? Shout out to 2K Grind on 9. Yes, they can. 2K Grind on 9. Black people cannot be racist, bro. Like, see, this is what make me think you're not a brother. Black folks make racist jokes all day long. Bro, that's not what being racist is. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what makes me think. And then when you don't have your picture, it makes me think that you're a white man posing as a brother. Because that's not what racism is. Racism is not about making a joke about cultures or ethnicities. That's not what we're talking about.
He's a white man.
Yeah, you gotta be, bro. Like,
yo, Tom, just put your picture up, Tom. I mean, that's what you gotta do. Just put it up.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
What the fuck, man? This nigga said a joke is racism. I'm like, nigga, racism is when you, bro, what the fuck, man? See, this is what I be saying. This is, you ruin it for me right now. We looking over time and you ruin it.
C-Day, man. God damn, man.
Damn, man. You just,
how you gonna do that for
what,
man?
Bro? Just keep it a bean, cuz. Damn. Racist jokes. Niggas commit slavery and you talk about somebody made a joke. That is not what racism is. Fuck.
Simple-minded. Right there,
fuck, man. I'm glad you at the lunch table. Shout out to everybody still grubbing at the lunch table. But Jesus Christ, man, give me a break, bro. Fuck.
More than the Nazis.
Why do I have to peel back this much layers of racism? Now, I'm not doing that on this podcast. I'm not going into what racism is. If you don't know what racism is, do not sit your ass at the fucking lunch table. Don't sit your ass down.
At the table.
Revere said he definitely not black. Stop responding to him. So yeah, anyway, I think Ye is the top. Exactly. Shout out to Mike L. Man, I'm glad you came to the lunch table. We all got that one cousin who grew up in the suburbs, and even though we picked on them, they still have ties in our culture. That's Kanye to me. Right? Like, he's that cousin that niggas would be joking with, but you know, you love him still. He still got the culture. You know, he still got the culture, but he just still different. That is the top level. You know what I mean? Like, if Jay-Z was walking around with a white lady tapped around her titties, man, we'd be so disappointed. I'd jump off a bridge. Jay-Z got rid of Beyonce and got a white lady, and she had tape around her titties, tape around her waist and her vagina and shit. That was her outfit. I'll be like, that's fucking hot. Jay.
That's hot. Jay done did it now. You done made it, B. What you mean?
Jay did that, I'd be so hurt.
He got his bitch to put tape around the titty, tape around the ass and all that. And they got it in check. Put that, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
I'd be so mad and disappointed if it was a white lady.
He had Beyonce put the Yankee hat on.
That's fire. That's fire.
That's the next thing is putting tape
Shout out to All In. What if the hours from the South Side of Chicago? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It'd be different if the hours from the South Side of hell yeah. If he was from the ghetto in Toronto, it'd be different. I'll be like, yeah, them Toronto niggas. Trust me, I met some Toronto niggas. Them niggas will bust your shit. They really be the culture. They got their shit going. If that's all it is, it's all just geographic and then relations to street urban culture. That's all it really come down to. Like, yeah, you don't have to geographically be in the area that street urban culture grows, but if you tied into it, if you go to school near it, if you know what I mean, things like that.
Yeah. You could just tell.
Okay, this nigga, the homie Don Dub want to advocate for Satan. The logic is street niggas can become smart, but a smart nigga could never become street. He can throw his life away.
Seen it done.
I seen it done. I seen a lot of smart niggas become street, and they find themselves in prison. Yeah, you could do it.
Not playing the role.
Yeah. It was a line that Drizzy said that was funny. He said, "I wasn't gangster at first, but I am now." It's like, no, my boy. Paying for people to be hurt is not gangster. That's actually just business. And it could be bad business if your stupid ass get caught. Don't be doing nothing stupid, boy. I do not want to have to be feeling bad because your stupid ass locked up trying to play tough. This is a big responsibility to be this shit. It's not normal.
Let me ask you
very abnormal. It take a long time to understand you can go to prison for life and to be okay with it. You don't get to the heights that you got where you got, hundreds of millions of dollars and you done made hundreds of millions of dollars and you just start getting people hurt. They will put you in jail, boy. Your ass will kill yourself. You see what that rich man, what's the man that was touching the little girls?
What's my Epstein?
Epstein. You see that nigga killed himself. People talking about they killed him. No, white, them people can't deal with jail. Jail is different, dog. You got to have ain't nobody to help you.
They killed him.
Squabble your life out, bro. That is not for everybody.
They killed him. I don't give a fuck what you said.
They didn't kill that nigga. Hung himself because he knew them people was going. He knew he couldn't take a day in jail.
They killed that man, man.
They didn't kill him.
Yo,
I genuinely think that man killed himself because he couldn't do no day in jail.
No, they killed that man. Yo, you got to hear about the people they had on the scene, working the scene. It's some crazy shit that went on within that shit, but I don't want to talk about that shit. Listen though, what you think about Drake partnering up with the NFL? What type of game the NFL playing right now, B?
It's a business, I guess. If I'm in the NFL, I'm partnering up with Drake too. Shit, that's good business. We need to get over there in Toronto. We need to get over there in Canada. That's our plug. Come on, Drizzy. Come on over here, boy. If he was Jewish and Somali, things would be different. Yeah, he'd be a fucking pirate.
I am your captain. I am your captain.
Now, see, that's not a racist joke. That's a cultural joke. Yeah.
That's how always people's look.
Yeah. No. Oh, you talking about Cuz they be talking crazy? He do look like he'd take over a ship.
That's how some top five look like that.
Cuz look like he'd take over a ship.
I am your captain.
Yeah, the homies was talking on the phone. He like, who's this nigga talking shit? He like that. I'm like, probably so. He look like he'd take over a ship. Top five look like he'd make a nigga walk the plank, cuz. I ain't playing with top five, cuz. Top five look like he'll make a nigga walk the plank, cuz I'm not playing with top five.
Captain in the face ass nigga. Shut
fuck around. Fuck around, get on the cruise, cuz pop out and make you walk the plank.
Get the fuck
walk the
out
plank, matey. That's how he be talking, cuz.
Yeah.
He was talking to Lil J, cuz. Lil J.
I see that dumb shit. Fuck is this nigga, B? Yo, shut the fuck up, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, Lamar, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Like we already out legal money, millions of dollars. Over there sticking niggas up for booty.
Talking about top shot.
Like pirate booty. My boy is a nut, cuz. That nigga be talking crazy. Like, and we watching the video, so we seeing who support him. I'm gonna tell Jay hit. I'm like, don't go. I'm gonna tell Hit Jay like, don't go on no cruise, cuz. I'm gonna tell Doc, don't go on no cruise.
You gonna pop up. I am your captain. No fucking. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Nigga, don't go on no cruise, cuz. That nigga, them been his partners gonna take over the ship.
That's just what you look
like. That nigga look. That look like you'll take over a ship.
Well, he got a fly on his face. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, cuz need is a patch. To cover his eye, cuz that's his marketing strategy, cuz that nigga need a patch to cover his eye.
Your hair too curly, nigga. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
And that's funny is on 7th Street, bro. I believe he really crazy. Like he does.
Nah, I do. No, he be talking
shit.
Yeah.
But I genuinely also believe he'll try to take over a ship.
Nah, for sure. And go back home.
Walk the plate, matey. Walk the plank.
Yo, he was on that shit with Lil J. I was like, this nigga is bugging.
Yeah, I
Nigga
saw that
pulled out
shit.
mad Canada dollars
He-
too. Pulled out the whopper like this. You see what I got? Yeah, you trolling, nigga. I think
yeah,
got all that shit
they
right
like,
there.
they like, Jazz like,
Jay
what
wanted
the
to go up that shit so fast. He was like, yeah. Like, yo, call me. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was hilarious though,
that
man.
nigga just need a hook on his arm, cause just cut his hand off, put a hook on there. That shit'll work.
Yeah. That was funny though, dude.
Yeah,
Top
man.
shotter. That was
Oh
hilarious.
man.
But
Oh
yeah,
man.
man, to this culture shit though, man. Like, I agree with you within the Kanye joint though, within the him playing border patrol, you know what I'm saying, making sure, you know what I'm saying, he's the bridge, like you said, the bridge. Kanye Bridge West. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I give you that right there.
he is as far as you can get.
Yeah.
He's as far. That's the furthest you can get when it comes to culture. Like that's it. Kanye is the furthest because he start acting hella crazy.
He
He just
told niggas. He told niggas he was gonna do it. That's one thing I respect about Kanye. He told niggas everything that was gonna happen up until when it, you know what I'm saying? Nigga told niggas, wait till I get my money right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about
He
to flip on
very
y'all
much
niggas.
is. He very much is. See, we talking about how lightly sprinkled he is in street urban culture. He is a nigga for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga is a nigga like, and that's what I love that the industry. I'm glad it happened to the music industry because they was trying to get away from the street. They was like, we don't want these motherfuckers. They'll come here, one or two of them will come in here and jump on the desk and demand we give them some money. So they let Kanye in because they thought that they was getting. That's the thing that made me laugh. They let Kanye in and do all of that. They was pushing him, Drake. These niggas are way worse than niggas from the street. One nigga just went bad on y'all as a collective. Ice Cube might make a song, but he ain't finna do all that talk. He'll come in there with his bat, bust open the desk, run my money. That's it. He gonna make some records with you and all that. Suge, he tripping, they gonna be okay. J Print, they gonna be okay. This motherfucker, Ye, goes on an all-out rant to talk shit about y'all. Like, he a nigga. Fuck y'all, on major platforms, talk shit about your acts. He is a Negro. He is a nigga for sure. Now he just all out, just going crazy. They thought they was letting Drake in. They was like, oh, you know what? We can control him. He's a Jewish person, say the N-word. Now his emotion got the best. He's suing all of y'all motherfuckers. Now everybody asking a million questions about what's going on with your books, the money, all kind of shit. Every time you do this shit, y'all end up fucking up. I wish the record industry understand and just leave, just fuck with hip-hop kids. It's easy just to pay a nigga. You can't pay a Jewish man. That's a Jewish man. See, this is where I know he's not hip-hop. That's a Jewish man. He went full motherfucking straight out of Compton, Jerry Heller. Look, I'm gonna sue those motherfuckers. He forgot he was even in the battle, cuz he was like, I don't care about that fucking battle. They know that I'm their guy and they're marketing this. But Drake, you were also dissing him. I don't care. That's some Jewish shit to do.
How dare you do this to me? These motherfuckers. I know the tricks of the game. How dare them? I know the fucking games they playing.
I'm suing the radio company, the Spotify. Now niggas is like trying to get in their books. I'm like, that's what y'all ass get. See, y'all thought he was fooling us because y'all got a Jewish person that said he'd say the N-word. Y'all actually got a Jewish person.
Came out. That's a fact. That's a fact.
He was like, all you motherfuckers is going to war. All you motherfuckers. And I don't fucking care. You motherfuckers.
When I'm done with you.
Oh, God. That's what the industry get. That's what y'all motherfuckers get. Y'all wanted a cut nigga so bad. Y'all wanted somebody that y'all thought y'all could control. The only people y'all could control is poor people. That's what the industry don't get. If you get somebody who was making $60,000 a year at 6 years old, you're going to probably struggle to control them. If you get a nigga, his mother was a doctor that moved him to the suburbs, you're going to struggle to control him.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is to deal with a nigga from Compton? It's easy. Just pay him. Just pay him. He ain't look. He like, you know what? I went through this hell. I just want to be able to take care of my family. Drake don't even care about the money. He like, people think he's sort about money. No, he's just being vindictive. It ain't about no fucking money. That nigga tripping. He like, wait a minute. You guys are promoting this guy. You guys are only supposed to promote me. It was a privilege.
I know the tricks you're doing right now. I did the same tricks. You can't do me like that. You can't do me like that. I did that. This is the game I run. This is what I do. Why you doing it on me? The fuck is you doing?
And they was doing it on all the records I'd imagine. But it's like, nope, this worked better. So fuck it. You should have never put it out.
Should have never put it out.
He's
talking about me.
The attorney said you should have took that line out. Like, what the
At the Super Bowl? At the Super Bowl? I said big as the Super Bowl. What do you mean? How does he get the Super Bowl? I don't get it.
We should have just paid the niggas, man. We should have just kept it with the black folks.
Should have gave him a whip and a chain and had him happy.
That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. That is what you cannot embarrass a Jewish man. Even if he did it on his own, you better not facilitate or help the embarrassment. Even if he started it. A Jewish man, shout out to the cool ones, but a Jewish man will start a fight and sue your ass when you win the fight.
Yo, let me ask you this, right? So why wasn't, see, it looked kind of, because they was able to clip that fucking Pusha T shit fast.
They pulled it.
They was like, yo, hold on, pull that shit off there right now. Get that shit out of there right now, yo. Jay, he was not clear. Don't clear that shit, Jay. Don't clear that OJ sample. Don't clear that, because we not put that shit on low streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? They cleared it. They did it like that. When they knew what was coming with the Kendrick shit.
They knew they couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it.
And he was like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that this little nigger from Compton?
Oh, you know what it was though, too? The song came out under Sony. It wasn't UMG. It was under Future shit. That's how the shit started off like that. I just thought about this now.
Oh, you're right. And he kicked it off first with UMG.
No, with Sony. He did it with Sony first.
Oh, so they pushed it. Oh, and the first diss record that was on UMG is his record.
Yep.
Push-ups.
Yep. Push-ups.
Oh, yeah, because it's the UMG plug.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how that was able to happen, B. Because Sony pushed the shit. I just put it together. Just now. You would never let that happen. You would have never let that shit happen, B. You would have never let that shit happen, son. Yo, them niggas are slick, B. I just caught that just now.
Oh, bars, B, bars.
I just caught that just now. You would have never let that shit fly, B. What? I'm Big 3. He's talking about Drake. No, pull that record. Sony said, push that record, B.
They was like, fuck it.
Fuck
and
that.
Then,
put that
then
shit
we
out.
dropped push-ups. UMG like, well, we could get some money.
We got them.
You started this, Aubrey.
Yeah. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Oh, yeah, he did send Sony a cease and desist on it like that record. Shout out to Mike Hill. I'm thinking about it. He couldn't pull it like he did the Pusha T record.
Yeah, he couldn't do that.
I'm crying, cuz.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, no. Red Rose Pedal, that's how you know. It's not bots. That's just a joke. That song was the biggest song in the world. Ain't no bots help that shit. I mean, it could be a part of a program, but that ain't help. That shit was like, it was good. It was a really great record. You
can't shit everywhere.
Somebody gonna come with one. That's a great point. The first record at UMG was him talking shit about Kendrick.
Yeah.
It's pushing.
You want to do this? You want to do this? Okay, do it.
Okay, you're going to start it. Okay, well, he's going to respond. And he comes back with a #1 record, which is Euphoria. No, it's #2. Euphoria went #2. Oh, my God. They was like, uh-oh.
We got something here.
New cash cow.
We got something here.
Keep going, fellas. We're streaming all the records, fellas.
Let's go. We got something here. That's crazy, B.
Oh,
I just realized that just now, B.
Oh, that's a bar, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Sony put that. You know, they would never put that fucking record out, B. You going at
Yeah.
you going at fucking Cole, you going at Drake. You know what I'm saying? No, pull that record, get that record out of here.
Yeah, they could have mediated it. But as
Mhm.
Sony, you can't mediate it.
Mm-mm.
And then on the UMG side, you kick it off with push-ups.
Push-ups.
Now they have to let the record through.
Yep.
And it's just good business.
Mhm. Yep.
Wow.
That's crazy. I just yeah. See what happens
Holy
when you go to the side, you smoke a little bit of viola, and I'm saying you start putting
shout
shit
out to
together,
Viola.
dude.
Soon to
Start
be the
putting the shit
official
together.
sponsor to No Ceilings Live.
That's a fact. You putting it together, B.
Oh, fuck, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You start
Oh,
putting
my
shit together,
God.
B.
Oh,
That's
man.
what it is. That's
All
what
right,
it
we're going
is.
to
You
wrap this
start
shit
putting
up.
these
No
tracks right
Ceilings
here.
Live. There it is. Put that back up there.
There you go.
There it is.
There you go right there.
That's the type of thought you get fucking with that viola.
Get right, man. You start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, B. How them pieces don't put together right there.
It's like Sherlock
Like
Holmes weed. It's like the weed for Sherlock Holmes.
you know?
No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Feel me? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We back here Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here, Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to get back into this Crips and Bloods conversation. Make sure you subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast. It's in the description below. We dropped a great episode called Conversations About What's Gangsta that we want to elaborate on Friday. The misconceptions of Crips and Bloods. Y'all can ask any questions I want to ask. All the ignorant questions. No questions are ignorant. Come ask some questions about this shit and get some real information on it. Don't let the gray area run your life. Really understand what's going on. So go ahead. Description, No Ceilings podcast. Go listen to the right now. Go listen to the conversation about what's gangster is below. Listen to it. Be ready with your questions and your contributions at this lunch table Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, The Breakfast Club, and iHeart. We back here Friday at noon. Thank y'all again for the birthday gifts, the birthday wishes. Much love to y'all. Love y'all at that lunch table, man. Let's get back to it Friday.
Yeah. Yo, bro.